we know who we are. But we got a little shook up after we retired, and we had to rethink a little bit about who we are. And we realized there's a lot of people who, as they get older and once they retire from long careers, they do get a little shaken about who am I now? What is my role in the world? And how can I understand it myself, and then how can I make other people understand it?
Yeah, I think we were both surprised how much of our identity was tied up in what we did for a living, in our profession.
Well, we did a lot of it for 40 years, so it wasn't
But I don't think that we realized how, when you took that away, when all of a sudden that's ripped out, right? And you're left with, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, whatever else you are, I'm a daughter, blah, 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 that felt weird to us, that there was this huge hole. And so if you were out in the world and you said, I'm this, and you can't say that anymore, and you don't want to say I was this, because that's past tense and that sounds really weird, right? Then how do you think of who you are in the world now and going forward?
Well, as you know, we thought about this a lot. And one thing I think we realized, although we absolutely are not interested in saying I was this or that, we absolutely began to understand what we had been for so long was very foundational to who we are now. And what we needed to do was to figure out a way to pivot without losing all of that. We had years of experience, years of information, years of abilities of friends and contacts of all kinds. And we had to understand how we would use that foundation to pivot to a new identity, which we have done in a way that we remained very surprised about, because who knew we would get into influencing or whatever it is we're doing right now from being lawyers. But it was a slow path. We opened our minds and we opened our contact lists and we talked to a lot of people, and we began to form an idea about what we wanted to do, and that of course informed what our identity was.
Yeah, I think it had to do with finding a passion, a purpose, something. I mean, it doesn't have to be a job.
No.
But it has to be something intentional. Maybe it's the intentionality of it all, is that a word? You know, that you're doing something purposefully that then begins to define you, whether it's, you know, gardening as a passion or something becomes part of who you are now. I am a gardener, even if you're not doing it for a living. So I think you find it evolves, but you form, it's not that you gave up who you are, but it does form a new you in a lot of ways.